Hey Siri, how many hours a day does an average human being spend on their phone? 3 hours and 15 minutes. Yo, that compared to my average 6 months ago, dude, I was at 6. And like many of you, just think about staring at your phone for 5 hours of your 14 to 16 hours days of just waking up, seeing reality, seeing beyond what's 1 foot away from you. And it's scary to think, just in 2 decades since the iPhone came out, we're missing out on so much. I was at a point where I was consuming life rather than creating it. So I was just scratching my head thinking about, what is this transition I'm currently in? Because I'm currently building this creative in me again, right? So what took this transition to happen? I wrote down just if you saw this, you would be like, what is this guy even talking about? But for some reason, it makes sense in my head because I wrote down a couple of quotes that I've kind of realized during my time in meditating and during my time, really trying to figure out how am I gonna kick into the next gear. So I'm just gonna climb this brick wall and talk about what I have written down in this notebook. Hopefully my mic does not fall in the water or myself. Hello, my friends. Okay, so I have written on here 531:23. Your higher self is so wise, it'll send us to new lows so you can experience higher highs. You ever realize that you might get the best realizations? They're even cueing the song for this. Do you ever realize that you get the best realizations and the best downloads right when you're at your lowest point? And that's when you actually kickstart into all this new actions, new habits that you do for yourself. I don't know what it is. Is it the universe? Is it God? Or is it just us waking the fuck up? If you're at a lowest point, that's actually good. Because you're right on the verge of fucking actually changing yourself, becoming that new version of yourself. So how do you realize that? Sometimes you can't do it on your own. You gotta go out, maybe reconnect with some friends, or meet up with your uncle that you haven't seen in a while. Really go down to your roots and make sure you're true to yourself, man, or woman. That's number 1. So we're gonna go into number 2 and end this song. All right, motherfuckers. Next quote. I wanna upgrade to the next level, to the next reality, to that next version of myself, right? What did I do with the 3D, with this past version of myself that did not work? What did I have that I did not realize and, double down on? So in order to find that out, what I started doing is, all right, I got in this same notebook, I tracked every task, every habit, every time consumer, and everything that brought me joy throughout my day for a whole week. A long list of things. And then when it's all in front of you, then it starts to make sense. You could connect the dots, see what needs to be eliminated. You know what? Maybe instead of taking my shit and scrolling on TikTok in the morning, I can replace that with, just handling all my emails on the shitter, bro. It's as simple as that. There's so many things you can self-audit and change if you just actually write it down in front of you. Because if you don't, it's just gonna be so discombobulated in your brain that you'll never even spend the time to even just try to figure it out for yourself. You keep pushing it off, thinking, this is gonna happen without my effort. That's not how this life works. You think you wanna be on top of everything, but really, you crave the feeling of progress, which can only come from a single step. All it takes is you to take that first step, Take it one step at a time, take it one obstacle at a time. And then eventually they'll add up, as long as you just fucking start. I could have made this series 2 years ago. I could say, I wonder where we'd be if we actually did that. And for a while, I was like, okay, I just kept living with that thought on cycle. Oh, I missed the boat. Okay, I'll try again in the future. Oh, I missed the boat. Oh, I'll try when I have a full team of vendors. Oh, I missed the boat. Maybe I should look into applying to 9-to-5s in the city. Our mind loves coming up with excuses, yo. Excuses instead of the first step. It's one single step. Like, literally. Okay. All right, next quote. Yours, oh, yo, this one has been my favorite one recently. You're supposed to do life because it's fun, not because you have to. So remember the bad habits that we talked about when you did the self-audit? You know, the things that you know you could replace. Okay, this is where you can put in the fun into life. You know, like, I used to love doing baseball. I used to love, you know, shooting hoops with my friends. Okay, my excuse before this, oh, my friends are gone, I have no one to play with. Yo, now I just do it by myself. 1 mile turned into 2 miles, turned into 5. Now I want to do a half marathon next month, and like, this came out of nowhere. This came out of me taking that first step out of my house and actually going on a run, even though I was a little chubby. Yo, just fucking run. Like, what did I say in that quote? Fill in with things you always wanted to try. Fill in the bad habits with things you always wanted to try. Bring back past hobbies. This will create momentum. The more time you spend doing fun things, the fun and the good positive vibes you feel from doing that in the morning will spill into when you go to the library and get your shit fucking done. You know? Like, that's why I go outside now for the first thing in the morning before I even look at my emails, is because I need that sun to make me feel confident and in my zone when I am typing my shit. When I walk into that coffee shop, I want to know that, yeah, I just ran 5 miles. I actually walk differently. And like,
walk for real.
I'm a walk for real. Yo, I used to walk like this. I'm gonna be real with you. I used to look it down at the ground. But after a 5-mile run, I could do anything. So I do walk in that coffee shop, I order, I have a conversation with the barista, which is kind of cute, and I have a great day. And this, me running, fuels now my business, doing the work that I don't really want to do. Momentum, baby.
Run.
Is this a running moment? We're running! All right, so after running, we're on to the next quote. You don't have to announce it, you can just change it. I'm gonna start my media agency. Crickets. Yeah, the words sound good. Yeah, imagining like, oh, you know, oh, words don't mean shit. Let me read that to you again. You don't have to announce it. You can just change it. When I just screamed that out loud right now, that I started my own media agency, it was followed by an emptiness. You don't want to tell your family, your friends what you're up to. You want to live by example. I made this mistake because after college, I decided not to do my degree that I went to 4 years of school with. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start this agency. Pointless. Pointless if I don't get in front of the camera and talk and tell my story. Pointless if I don't go in the city and connect with a new startup founder with a cool idea. Pointless if I don't send an Instagram DM to this cool YouTuber I want to film with because I think we could match up real well. Pointless without action. So even if you just want to be happier, even if you don't have a goal related to your career because you might be watching this and you love it already, you know, maybe your social life needs a little bit of work. Maybe after you go to your job, you do the same thing and play video games a lot. You know, like, let's get out there. Let's start doing beneficial things to make us feel good instead of getting a quick dopamine hit off our phone. Let's stop living through the reality of other people's, you know, lives and actually fucking buckle up and say, wait, I can do it too. Stop consuming life, fucking create it. Next quote. Let's come up close for this one. I'm gonna talk in a Morgan Freeman voice. And maybe I'll turn this into AI to make it like Morgan Freeman's voice. Because I love this quote. You must break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. If you don't stop the pattern, you're gonna live a life just like it's Squidward, repeating over and over and over again. So I think, like we said, sometimes it takes a low point. Sometimes it takes, something to shake you up in your life to really make a change for yourself. But I really hope it happens for you today, or tomorrow, or whenever it's meant to be. But please wake up if you're not happy, because we can have a life where we are happy with ourselves. And when we're happy with ourselves, we're able to help others. When we're able to help others, we're able to create things that go from ideas to partnerships. We can create forever lasting friendships. Because I joined a boxing club, we can create amazing careers for ourselves because we took a leap of faith. But every story has a climb from this weird point. If you're in it, I'll let my last quote say what that's supposed to mean. I have fallen into a pattern, and I've mistaken it for my identity. I will now step outside of that and become someone new. That could be you today.